The people of Imo State are very entrepreneurial and largely dominate the informal pharmaceutical drug market in Nigeria. Aside from natural resource endowments, Imo State has immense potential for tourism too. The state also has potential for agro-based and agro-allied industries, chemical and petrochemical industries, non-metallical mineral-based industries, engineering and metallic industries. Like most of the states in the southeast, Imo State shares in the paradox of many rich people in a poor state. This is because the businesses of the rich and elite are outside of the state. Indeed, most of the rich Imo citizens are mere visitors in their state. Much of the skilled workforce are in the diaspora. Imo State is now a net exporter of skilled workforce to the rest of the country and the world. The Imo economy in layman's terms has been in consistent decline since 2020 and is currently adjudged the worst performing in the southeast. Imo State survives 85% on federal allocation and 15% on internally generated revenue. The state's domestic debt, Ugbejeji, has increased by 40.7% on a yearly basis from 120 billion as at the end of 2020 to 210.39 billion by June 2022. The 2024 Agalati the year. The educational landscape in Imo State, Nigeria, particularly in this public primary and secondary school, has been facing significant challenges. When compared with past decades, the overall quality of education in Imo State has shown a negative trend. The neglect and near collapse of the education system in Imo State casts a shadow of uncertainty over the future, fostering hopelessness, joblessness, and insecurity. The state education system is suffering from a loss of confidence, primarily among the political and elite class. Over 95% of these elites opt to educate their children in private primary schools and secondary schools at home and abroad, including leading to a lack of serious policy discussions about education in Imo State. Most government schools you see are underfunded with overcrowded classrooms, mostly attended by children of the poor. We can't even begin to talk about the deplorable treatment of teachers in the state. The irritating irony is that most of these public servants and politicians that have destroyed these public institutions benefited from the public system, from a public education system in the past. And to further show their disdain for the suffering masses, an investigation of the ownership of these private schools will reveal that many of them are owned by those that have rendered public schools desolate, thereby forcing you, the poor masses, and me to patronize their schools.
Bushmeat.
I know the chopper.
And they gonna this.
Eh?
Yes.
I know. I know the chopper. How much coconut? Eh?
2,000.
Which one is 2,000? How much last?
The case of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Despite having a high literacy rate, the educational progress in Imo State has been stagnating, with little commitment to improvement. The deepening crisis in the education sector is further exacerbated by the political elites' lack of focus on the more important things, rather a focus on elections and politics, often at the expense of education. The rich and middle classes, by sending their children to private schools, both domestically and abroad, are creating a widening gap between the poor and the rich, thus perpetuating inequality. Education, which once used to be a great equalizer, is no longer serving its purpose effectively in Imo State. Over the years, the state government's budgetary allocation to education has been below UNESCO's benchmark of 26% of annual budget to education. In 2024, for instance, Imo State's government's allocation to education is 42.23 billion, which is less than 10% of the state's approved budget of 592 billion. I will argue today that development is embedded in education, and a society that aims to develop cannot pay lip service to the education of its citizens. In fact, the education of a people is an ecclesiastical duty that must not be neglected. It is noteworthy that even our sacred texts as Christians, and even the ones of Muslims, emphasize the importance of education. Let us turn to the Bible again. In Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5, the wise King Solomon said, "A wise man will hear and will increase learning. A man of understanding shall attend unto wise counsels." In Proverbs 9, verse 9, he further says, "Give instruction to a wise man, and he will yet be wiser. teach, keywords, teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Talking about education. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16, the Bible itself tells us clearly that even the Bible is a tool of education. When it says, all scriptures is inspired of God and beneficial for teaching. All scriptures is inspired of God and beneficial for teaching, for reproving, for setting things straight, for disciplining in righteousness, so that the man of God may be fully competent, completely equipped for every good work.